Right. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. And assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And good evening. So today we're going to discuss a paper, right? A model paper, a grade 11 first term paper, right? So out of those, sorry, from that paper we have selected the structure questions and we are going to discuss today. This is our third paper class of this month. Okay. Here there's a first question based on the tissue part in your grade 11 unit number 1 tissue, living tissue. First of all, I'm going to explain the theory part that is related to this question, and then after discussing all the theory part related to this question, then after we'll do the question. Okay, Tane? First of all, epithelial tissue. Epithelial means epithelial tissue is the tissue covering the free surface. For example, skin is covered. Skin is a kind of epithelial tissue because it is outer lining surface, right? So each and every organ or each and every body part is covered by the epithelial tissue. Epithelial tissue is the outermost lining of the human body. Here, the epithelial tissue have four main features. So first of all, we are going to discuss the main features. First one, Pulahal, the cells are placed on the basement membrane. This is a basement membrane, right? So all the cells are placed on the basement membrane. And second one, all the cells are tightly packed. Look at the picture here. All the cells are tightly packed. No gap between the cells. Third one, the very, very important part, Pulahal, the epithelial tissue does not have the blood supply, direct blood supply. They don't have. For example, look at this picture. Here we have the epithelial tissue, the outermost layer, right? The lining of the human body parts. So outermost layer, we have the epithelium. Under the epithelium, we have the connective tissue. Look at the blood vessel here. Look at the blood vessel here. The blood supply is given to the connective tissue, but there is no blood supply for the epithelial tissue. So nerve supply is there, right? Look at the picture here, the yellow color. The nerves are there, right? The nerve supply is there for the epithelial tissue, but there is no blood supply. Look at the picture and try to get the idea. Here we have the yellow color. Nerve supply is there, but there is no blood supply. Second important part that you want to know regarding the epithelial tissue. And fourth one, according to the shape and according to the layer, epithelial tissue is classified. But in our grade 11 syllabus, there is no anything discussed regarding this one. But when you're moving for the A levels, you will name those epithelial tissue according to the shape and the layers. So these are the main four features of the epithelial tissue. Now we are going to discuss what is the function of the epithelial tissue. Lining up the free surfaces. I already said that skin is covered by the epithelial tissue, and also the buccal cavity, the outermost layer, nasal cavity, the layer. If there is a free surface, if there is a surface outer side of the heart, outer side of the kidney, so each and every body organ, the lining will be covered by the epithelial tissue, right? Second one, absorption. You may ask, where does this absorption occurs? When you are grade 11, at the first stage, you don't know regarding the absorptive function, right? But now you have grade 11 and you have moved to the second part, and in our theory class we had discussed regarding the epithelial tissue that found in the intestine, small intestine, in unit number 6. You may remember that one, right? So here we have the epithelial, the outermost layer, epithelial. So in that epithelial tissue you have the microvilli. You may remember the small hair-like structure, that is microvilli. So these epithelial tissue are the one who are responsible to absorb the nutrition in the digestive system in the small intestine. So this is absorptive function. First one, lining the free surfaces. Second one, absorption. And third one, here look at the picture here, same absorption, right? The picture of the epithelial tissue found in the small intestine. And third one, perception of the stimuli. I already said that the nasal cavity is here, right? So here we have discussed the nasal cavity in the respiratory system. You may remember that one, right? So in the nasal cavity, here we have the surface, right? So in this area, we have the epithelial tissue. So in that area, we have the nerves which detect the smell, the good smell and the bad smell. So epithelial tissue that found in the nasal cavity. And in the tongue, here we have the epithelial, the outermost layer that is covered by the epithelial, right? So they detect the taste, so perception of the stimuli and secretory function. You know, Pallahar, in the nasal cavity, when you're inserting the finger into the nose, you can feel some kind of mucus layer, right? So that mucus layer is produced by the epithelial. Here in this epithelial layer, the outermost layer will release that mucus, a jelly-like liquid, right? Okay, so secretory function and perception of the stimuli, absorption of the nutritions, and lining of the free surface. And the fifth one, filtering process, filtering function. I don't know whether you have remember last class we had discussed under the excretory system. In the Bowman capsule, here we have the filter to filter the blood. Filtering process will happen in the Bowman capsule, ultrafiltration process. You may remember that. If it is not clear, it's okay, because in our we will be discussing the same thing again in our next class, right? So don't worry about this one. So total we have 5 functions. First one, lining the free surface. Second one, absorption. Third one, secretion. Fourth one, perception of the stimuli. Perception means receiving the stimuli. And fifth one, filtering. These are the function of the epithelial tissue. Okay. Now we are going to discuss regarding the smooth muscle. Now we have discussed regarding the epithelial. Now we are going to discuss the smooth muscle tissue. Smooth muscle tissue features. Okay. Here, for each and every muscle, smooth muscle, cardiac muscle, and skeletal muscle. So for each and every three muscle, you want to memorize 6 characters, right? I have given you a chart that to be filled. So by filling that chart, you will get the idea. First one, the shape. You can see that one below. The epithelial tissue are a spindle shape. Spindle shape means here, look at the picture. Spindle. The both of the end will be sharp. This is called as spindle shape. Here you can see spindle shape. Spindle. Can you see that one? Spindle shape. The both of the end will be sharp. So this shape is called as spindle shape. Spindle shape. Second one, cells are unbranched. There is no any branches, right? They are single cells. There is no any branches. Just only one only one part is there. There is no any branches in those cells. Third one, they have the nucleus, only one nucleus at the center. Look at the picture here. They have a big nucleus at the center, only one nucleus. But for the skeletal, you may remember it have, sorry, skeletal, they don't have the branches. For the cardiac, they have the branches, and multinucleate, uninucleate, you may remember that one, right? Fourth one, no striations. Can anyone tell below what do you mean by striations? Anyone? What do you mean by striations? Anyone? Okay. No one doesn't know the answer. Okay, I will show you the picture for the striations, right? That means line, a line-like structure will be there. Wait, I will show you the picture for that one. Okay. Okay, look at this picture. This is a picture for the skeletal muscle, right? Okay, I think you can see the screen here. So this skeletal muscle, they will have the striations. Striations means, you know, the line-like structure will be there. But in the smooth muscle, sorry, in a smooth muscle, we don't have the lines like that. This is skeletal muscle, but I am discussing regarding the smooth muscles now. So they don't have any striations. Striations mean a line-like structure. But here you can see the line, right? In the skeletal muscle. In the skeletal muscle, we have the line like structures, but in a smooth muscle, we don't have that one, and they will never become tired quickly. Fatigue means tired. Fatigue means they will never become tired quickly. And also, you know, esophagus, stomach, all the internal body organs. Can you control? Can you control the esophagus? Can you control the stomach? Can you control the urinary bladder? No, right? So these parts are made up of smooth muscle. Stomach cannot be controlled by ourselves, right? So that's why we have mentioned involuntary. So just revise the 6 characters of the smooth muscle, right? Spindle shape, you know the shape, spindle shape, and they don't have the branches. First one we are going to discuss regarding the shape. Second one, branches. Third one regarding the nucleus. So spindle shape, unbranched, uninucleus. Okay, then after, no striations, never become fatigue quickly. Sixth one, controlled involuntary. These are the 6 characters that you want to memorize for the smooth muscle, skeletal muscle, and cardiac muscle. But we don't have time to discuss those parts. Okay, that's why we are discussing only the theory related to the questions now. So please, after the class, revise the textbook. Okay, fine. It's okay. Now I'm going to explain regarding the skeletal also, right? Not the cardiac, regarding the skeletal. Eh? Skeletal, what is the shape? Look at the shape here. Long, cylindrical shape. At that, for the smooth muscle, we said spindle shape. Here, cylindrical shape. And for the smooth muscle, we said unbranched. Here, sorry. Here also the same, unbranched. Sorry. Unbranched, unbranched. And there, uninucleus. Here also uninucleus. And sixth one. அங்க சொன்னோம் no striations, but here we have the striations. And smooth muscle, they never become fatigue, but here skeletal muscle, this is skeletal, this is skeletal muscle. So when I'm doing exercise for a long time, what will happen? Automatically the muscle will become tired, right? So become fatigue quickly. Sixth one, they are voluntary, right? If I am wishing, if I am willing to move my hand, okay, I'm moving my hand. So voluntary. But stomach, can I control the stomach? No, I cannot control the stomach, right? So that is involuntary. But skeletal muscle, they are voluntary. So these are the 6 characters that you want to know regarding the muscles. Okay. And next one, the nervous system. Nervous system is here. The nerve cell is called as neuron. And here you want to know the name of the parts, right? This is, sorry, here cell body and dendrites, and here cell membrane. Here we have the nucleus. So you want to memorize the name, sorry, parts of the neuron. Okay, now with that idea, I will give you 2 minutes time. I will give you 2 minutes time. Do this question. I have explained all the things. What are the features of the smooth muscles? What are the features of the epithelial tissue? And what are the functions? And what is this? All the things I have already discussed. So we can do the question here. Epithelial tissue, you know the features and you know the functions, and you know the smooth muscle. What are the features and what are the functions? And you know regarding the skeletal muscle, right? But in this question, there is no any part related to the skeletal muscle. Just I explained, and here this is but the neuron, you know the cell body, and you know the axon, and you know the name of the parts, right? Okay. Now do this question. You can send me the answers through the WhatsApp or even in the chat box. You can send me the answers through WhatsApp or even in the chat box. And Ruhuma. Okay. Right. Okay. Fine. Very good. That is answer. Very good. Eh? Very good. Ruhuma, your answers are correct. Very good. Only one of you has sent me the answers. Others make it quick. And others make it quick. Okay, on the chat box, Riha and Amna. Smooth muscle. Very good, very good. Yes, very good. Riha, okay, done. And Amna, sir. X and Y, yeah, okay. X and Y. Ashif, your X is in Putlam and your Y is in Colombo, right? Okay, I don't know. Hey man, X and Y is here, right? Here, look at the picture here. X and Y. Sorry, Ashif. X is here, right here. Can you see that? X and Y. PQR, okay, and X and Y. Can send me the answers to the WhatsApp, right? No any issues. Oh, in the chat. Here I have given you a question and I have explained the theory. Tahani. The theory part related to the question I have already discussed. Now you want to do the question. Okay, Tahani. Amna, right. Okay. R is okay. Yeah, given right given the name. Okay, done. Very good. And Yashita Ryan have taken the printout, right? Okay, very good. And you have sent me the answers, in this way, right? So I want to turn my head like this. Okay. Smooth muscle. Okay, okay, very good. Yeah. No, in this question they are asking which of the tissue does not have the blood supply. Showing me a picture right here. Look at this picture here. A third property for the third property for the epithelial tissue. Here I said that no blood supply. Here we have the blood vessel for the epithelium, connective tissue, not for the epithelium. This is epithelium, the yellow color one. The blood vessel is there, but that is not branched into the epithelium. Am I right or wrong? Did you get the idea, my dear? Yashita. Why the answer is wrong? Cardiac means that is heart, right? So they need the blood. Okay, you have. Send me the answer in the proper way. The Sandos Manga. Actually, did you get the idea, my dear? So do that correction, okay? And here, what is the name, my dear? Tejani. Tejani. Am I right? Tejani. Is your name? My pronunciation is wrong. Tejani. Okay. Smooth muscle and hold on. Q. Q. Is it Q? Yes. Okay. Yes. Very good. Very good. That is the answer. Yes. Okay. So Bulahal, now the time is going. Okay. Now I'm going to explain the answer. So please be silent. Off here. But here, the X and Y for the second question, it has a small mistake there. I will explain. Don't worry. Here, in a period off here. Okay. Sir, can you show the question? Okay. Can you show the question? Yeah, question. I think Bulal, you can see my screen, right? Sajida has sent me the answers, right? Okay, very good. No. Okay. For the third and fourth, we have a small thing to be done, my dear. And Sajida, Shukra varla in class.
இல்ல சார்.
ஏன் வரலையா?
அவங்களுக்கு கவரேஜ் இல்லையா?
Fine. Now we'll discuss the answers, right? Okay. Here, listen here, Pulahan. Listen here. Now only I explain all the theory, right? Okay. So don't forget this much quickly, because only Gajini is the one who forget all the things immediately. You are not Gajini, right? Okay. Hey, listen here, Pulahan. P, that is smooth muscle, right? No. Yes, smooth muscle. Smooth muscle. Because here I have explained regarding the smooth muscle. You may remember that one, right? Here, smooth muscle, smooth muscle. That is smooth muscle tissue. My handwriting is very, very nice. Okay, I know that one. Don't be jealous with me, okay? And Q, that is epithelial tissue. It will take time to write in a nice handwriting, but you know the epithelial tissue. Okay, that is epithelial tissue because I have already shown you the pictures, right? Okay. And next one, what is the structural unit mentioned by R? That is nerve cell or neuron. It is better to say neuron. Neuron. And here, what is X and Y? Well, most of you have sent me the wrong answer for the X and Y, right? You want to be very careful, Pulahal. X and Y. Y means that is dendrites. Look at the picture here. Look at this picture here. I have explained regarding the nerve cell, right? Look at the picture here. Dendrites. And the middle part, that is called as axon. Axon is covered by the myelin sheath. Most of you have sent me the answer myelin sheath, myelin sheath. No. Axon is there. That is the main part. Axon will be covered by the myelin sheath. Okay, you want to be very careful in that one, right? Some of you have written some of the answer, but I couldn't understand what they have written. So please be careful in that one, okay? Here, these are the dendrites. From the cell body, the dendrite will be branched. Here, dendrites. And axon is this one. Axon will be covered by the myelin sheath. In this question, they have been marking this one, right? They haven't shown the myelin sheath. So there is no need to mention that one. Just say X is axon and Y is dendrites. Most of you have done in the wrong way. X is dendrites and Y is axon. No. Look at the picture. X is axon. Most of you have find the answer and they have written in a wrong way. Be careful in those things, okay? X is axon and Y is dendrites. And question number 3, which of the tissue is not carrying the blood supply? I already mentioned that one here. The epithelial tissue, they don't have the blood supply. Look at the picture here. Blood vessel is there, but no blood supply for them. There's no direct blood supply, right? Blood supply is there for the connective tissue under the epithelium. This is epithelium, right? They don't have the blood supply, but they have the nerve supply. So they have the nerve supply is present, but there is no blood supply. So that here out of P and Q, that is Q. And last one, name a place where filtration is carried by the tissue. They are asking by the epithelial tissue where the filtration will happen. You know, I explained that one now, right? The functions of the epithelial tissue. The fifth one, that is filtering function, that happens in the Bowman capsule. You know what is Bowman capsule? That is a part of the nephron that will be discussed further and further in the excretory system in grade 11 unit number 6. Okay, now we'll move to the second question. That is also a biology part, but here for this question I will never explain the theory because already we have done this one for many times, right? In the paper class they have already discussed the function and what are these organelles doing. All these things were discussed earlier. So now without discussing the theory, I'm going to give you time to do this question, and after sending the answers we'll discuss the theory. Okay, we'll discuss the question. Now please do the question. I will give you only 3 minutes time. Make it quick. You can send me the answer same as earlier, right? You can send me the answer through the WhatsApp or through the chat.
Sir, question number 1 ட 4th க்கு என்ன வர?
Question number 4 க்கு 4th one புரியுங்க வரேன். Question number 4 க்கு 4th one. என்ன கேக்குறாங்க? Name a place that is Bowman capsule here. Bowman's capsule. Bowman's capsule. Right, the filtration happens in Bowman capsule. You may be asking what is Bowman capsule. It will be discussed further in your grade 11 unit number 6 under the exclusion, but don't worry, right? Do this. சரியா சுக்ரா? சுக்ரா இல்ல சாஜிதா சார். And Ruhuma, you have sent me the answers for this one, right? Okay. யார் எங்களோட Ruhuma, they are asking, I think they are asking regarding the mitosis, right? But the mitosis, check the answer for the mitosis, whether your answer is correct. Mahal, yeah, again, Ruhuma Rasmi Hakim. Mahal, check the answer, sorry, check the picture, whether they have been shown the rough endoplasmic reticulum or any other organelles. Look at the picture. Whether they have been mentioning the rough endoplasmic reticulum or any other organelles. Check that one. All the other answers are correct. For the third one and the first one, B part, you want to do the small changes. In a mitosis, that is not helping to maintain the number of chromosomes, right? That is meiosis. For the mitosis, we have one thing, the wound healing and asexual reproduction, growth. Check the answer here. But all the other answers are correct, eh? Okay. Oh, 5 answers are there. Saffron Fernando. Oh, Mahan, check the answer for the B. Whether you have sent me the correct answers or no. And Jason. Okay, fine. Very good. Protein production. Okay, Jason, do that correction. Eh? No, very good. Very good. Very good. Jason, check the answer for the D. Is this DNA or any other one? They are asking the name of the organelle, right? They are asking the name of the organelle. No. Sorry. Jason, your answer is correct. Sorry. Your answer is correct. I was wrong. Yeah. For the second one, your answer is okay. Done. Very good. Very good, Amna. Yes. Very good. Very good. Ruhuma, third one, growth. Okay, that is okay. Fine. Ruhuma, நாங்க இப்ப என்ன செய்வோம்டா மகள் நம்மளை கூட்டிக் கொண்டு வருவோம். நாங்க இப்ப எங்க போவோம்டா கண்ணாடி கடை ஒன்று போவோம். இப்படித்தான் டாக்டர் எங்களோட ருஹ்மாக்கு வந்து கண் கொஞ்சம் விளங்குது, கொஞ்சம் கிளியர் போதான்னு சொன்னா சரி. Hey Mahal, they are showing the ribosomes, right? Sorry, they have been mentioning the ribosomes. Look at the picture clearly.
No, sir, it's the single line, right? Is
Now
it?
here, listen here. They have given two aroma. Can you see that one? They are showing two arrow marks, right? That means they are mentioning the ribosome. சரியா? ரெண்டு arrow mark வந்தீங்கதானே
Okay,
பாப்பா?
sir.
Okay. அப்ப டாக்டர் தேவையில்ல இல்லையா? நீங்க அப்படி நினைச்சிட்டீங்க. Okay, fine. They are mentioning two arrow mark means they are mentioning two different points. That means ribosomes. But they have sent me the correct function. Okay, that is okay, fine. But the answer is wrong. Smooth muscle, sorry, smooth endoplasmic reticulum, synthesis protein. Okay, that is correct. Okay, fine. But the answer is wrong. Only Ruhuma. And okay. Chat box. Okay. Chromosomes. Amna. Amna. Here. Read the question very carefully. What is the biomolecule? They are asking what is the organelle. Then your answer is okay. Chromosome is the correct answer for that. But in this question, they are asking what is the the organelle? No. They are asking what is the biomolecule. So you want to mention which biomolecule is there inside the chromosome. Okay. And mitochondria chromosome. இந்த rerouting பாருங்க பிள்ளை உண்டு. Most of the students are doing the same mistake. But he only Riha has done that question. Riha யோசிக்குதா என்னடா ஆன்சர் அனுப்பிவிட இப்படி எல்லாரும் நம்மளை இப்படி சும்மா சொல்லி விடுறாரு. Don't think like that, okay? Riha, listen here, my dear. Mitochondria, they have a name. Powerhouse is the nickname. That is not the function. Did you get the idea? When you're writing what is the function, if they ask you what is the function of the ribosome, you can't say powerhouse. If you are writing powerhouse, that is totally wrong. Do you know why? Because that is not the function. There is a name given by the mitochondria. Be careful in that part, my dear. And okay, again, we have for the second B1. That is not rough endoplasmic reticulum, my dear. They are mentioning the ribosomes. Look at the picture here. They are showing the ribosome. Okay, they are showing the ribosomes. That's why they are using two aromas. Diha, ada konjam paaruங்க. Micha, okay. All the other answers are correct. Fine. Okay, very good. Very good. Very good. Very. Oh, yes. Okay, very good. And Zainab Braha. எப்ப வந்தீங்க Zainab Braha கிளாஸுக்கு? கொஞ்ச நேரமா இப்பதான் வந்தீங்களோ? Zainab Braha இல்ல அந்த Zainab. புத்தள Zainab Braha இதுலயே? Is it Putlam?
இல்ல சார்.
Okay. Okay. பலமுறை கேட்கிறேன் இல்லையா? அந்த இன்னொரு Zainab நீங்க சரி ரஹா நீங்க. Very sorry. Okay. Ribosome protein synthesis. Very good. Okay, done. Okay. Very good. Very good. Fine. Oh, yes. Fernando, you have sent me the correct answer for the second one. Okay. Now, Palahal, stop doing all the works and now I'm going to discuss the question. Okay. Now, stop writing and listen to me. Okay. Fine. We're going to discuss the question. Okay. Don't do anything. Nucleus. Palahal, you know the nucleus is one of the main organelles that can be found in the animal cell, right? Here we have the nucleus here. Okay? And here also we have the nucleus in the plant cell. This is animal cell. This is plant cell. Okay. Nucleus is the main organelle in the cell and it is surrounded by nuclear envelope. Look at the picture here. It is surrounded by nuclear envelope. And inside the nucleus, we have one or two nucleolus here. This is nucleolus. So inside the nucleus, you will have one or two nucleolus. And Pulahal, you can see a fiber-like structure is there, like thread-like structure is there. That is called as chromatin. It is thread-like. It will be thread-like. Nool marik. But here, Pulahal, during the here nucleus. Okay. before moving to the term, wait a minute. Nucleus, inside the nucleus we have the nucleus and the chromatin, and function controlling the activities. But you know, in the principal is the one who controlling your school, right? Father is the one who responsible for the controlling your home, right? Same like the nucleus is the one who responsible to control the cell. Okay. Now, second one, the chromosome. Well, you may have seen earlier, the chromatin was there, right? Inside the nucleus, I said that nucleus will be there, and with the nucleus, we have the thread-like structure is there. Inside the nucleus, we have the nucleus and the thread-like structure chromatin. That chromatin will condense together during the cell division. They will come closer and they will form the chromatin. Hey, look at the chromatin here. Did you get the idea? So not chromatin, chromosomes. Sorry, chromosomes. This is chromatin. Hey, this one is called as chromosome. Look at this picture, you will get the idea. Here we have the chromatin, right? A thread-like structure is there. That thread-like structure bind together and they forms the chromosome. And another important part and the interesting part, that is plural. Here chromosome is here, okay. Chromosome is made up of chromatin. Now chromatin means that thread-like structure was there, right? Chromatin is made up of DNA, nucleic acid, deoxyribonucleic acid. Did you get that idea? DNA is here, okay. DNA joins together and they forms the chromatin, the thread-like structure. That thread-like structure, that chromatin bind together and they forms the chromosomes. Did you get that idea? What is happening here? During the formation of the chromosomes from the chromatin, they binds together. So here, for the function of the chromosome, that is, they store the genetic information and they transfer the genetic information from one generation to another generation. That means, you know, you may have the characters similar to your mother, right? Maybe your father may be dark in color and also you may be dark in color, or sometimes he will be fair in complexion and also you may be fair in complexion, and he maybe have the curly hair, so because of that one you maybe have the curly hair or straight hair, or you know that the dimple will be there in the, in the cheek. Same like the some of the characters are there, they will be stored in your body and they will be transferred for your generation. For example, just say if you have a baby in future after 10 or 15 years, your characters will be transferred from you to your baby, right? So here storing the genetic information is done by the chromosomes, and transferring the genetic information also done by the chromosomes. And Pulahal, you may remember the same function was discussed for the nucleic acid in grade 10 minute number 1 here. Look at the picture. Transfer the genetic information, store in the genetic information. That is a function of the DNA, right? It's okay, fine. DNA is made of chromatin is made up of DNA, right? So if the DNA is doing any function, the same function also will be done by the chromosome, because chromosome is made up of chromatin. Chromatin is made up of DNA. But DNA ஒரு வேலை செய்யுமாக இருந்தா same function also will be done by the chromosome. Chromosome store the genetic information, transferring the genetic information. Okay, fine. The DNA, they also are doing the same function, storing the genetic information and the transferring the genetic information. Because why? Both of them are same. So here, I think you may remember that in the question they were asking, what is the biomolecule responsible for that? So you can't say chromosome. Chromosome, okay, they are the one who are responsible to store the genetic information and transferring the genetic information. But inside the chromosome, we have the DNA. They are asking the biomolecule, not the organelle. They are asking the organelle in that question here. If they are asking what is the organelle, then you can say, chromosome is the one who transmitting the genetic information. But they are asking the biomolecule. So you can't say chromosome. That is DNA. Okay, fine. Next one, regarding the mitochondria. Mitochondria can be found in the animal cell And also in the plant cell, same like the nucleus, right? It is common for the plant and the animal. It is an oval shape or the rod shaped organelle covered by the membrane. The function, that is producing the energy. You can't say powerhouse, Bulal. Powerhouse is the name given for special name given for the mitochondria. So you can't say powerhouse. You want to say that is producing the energy. And also, Bulal, in another paper, you may remember that one, right? I don't know whether for the grade 10 or grade 11, I forget that one. In that paper, they have mentioned like this: aerobic respiration. Why is doing aerobic respiration? Same mitochondria, Pulahal, by the aerobic respiration, they are going to produce the energy. So when you're writing the exam, it is better to write like this, right? Producing the energy, producing the energy by aerobic respiration. So in the exam, they may ask like this: producing the energy, same mitochondria. Or they may be asked like this: aerobic respiration. So both of the function is done by mitochondria. Both functions, aerobic respiration and also producing the energy. Both of the function is conducted by the mitochondria, right? Ribosome, one of the main organelle that can be found in the plant cell and also in the animal cell. Ribosome is the one who is responsible to produce the protein. Pulahal. Another important thing that you want to know regarding the ribosome, that is ribosome is not covered with the membrane. All the other organelles are bounded by the membrane, but the ribosome is the one who is not bounded by the membrane. All the other nucleus is bounded by the nuclear envelope. You may have been discussed that earlier, right? And here mitochondria is bounded by the membrane. Here they have clearly mentioned membrane bounded organelle. Here look at the picture. Membrane is there, right? So all the organelles are bounded by the membrane except ribosome. So be careful in that one, right? They may asking this one also frequently regarding the ribosomes. Okay. Okay, now we'll discuss the questions. Here, A. Who is A here? Mitochondria. What is the function, Pulal? Can anyone tell the full function? Quick. Anyone? Just turn on the mic and tell the answer. Jason, I couldn't hear you, your voice. Hey, pull up. Producing the energy by the
cellular respiration.
Right, okay. Producing the energy by cellular respiration. Very good. Producing the energy by cellular respiration or aerobic respiration. And second organelle, that is ribosomes. Why it is ribosomes? Because here they have been shown the small dot-like structure. Okay, so ribosome. And you know the function of the ribosome, that is producing the proteins, controlling the activities. Who is doing that one? The nucleus. I said that the principal is the one who is responsible to controlling our school, right? Same like that, the activity will be controlled by the nucleus. So aerobic respiration reaction. Okay, fine, Sajida. Okay, okay. ஏவாப்பா மைக் ஓன் பண்ணி சொன்னா நான் என்ன சொல்லவா போறேன் இல்ல தானே. Here, what is the biomolecule contained in the C? They are asking, you know, that is C means that is nucleus. So the nucleus, inside the nucleus we have a biomolecule. What is that one? DNA. You may remember that one right here. DNA joins together and they produce a chromatin, that thread-like structure. The thread-like structure bind together and they form the chromosome. So inside the chromosome, we have the DNA. That is the one who is responsible to transfer the genetic information, right? And mitosis. There are three importance of the mitosis: wound healing, growth of the organisms, and asexual reproduction. Right? I will show you the picture for that one, right? Because we haven't I haven't put the picture in a slide for that one. Wait a minute, I want to open that presentation. Wait for a while. Okay, here look at the question here. Importance of mitosis. Well, mitosis means that they are copying the number of cells, right? They are increasing the number of cells by copying. For example, here we will have 1,000 cells, and those 1,000 cells will be copied, and they will be creating, or they will be forming 2,000. Those 2,000 cells will be copied, and they will be forming 4,000. This is mitosis, just copying the cells. So for the growth of multicellular organisms, we want the mitosis. For the asexual reproduction, just say here, Pulal, here a cell is there, it has been copied, and here the new cells are formed. Asexual reproduction, asexual reproduction, asexual reproduction. Here new cells will be formed by copying, right? Mitosis means just copying the cells. Here we have 500 cells, remaining 500 will be copied. So the asexual reproduction, we need the mitosis. And the next one, wound healing. You may have the wound in your hand, right? Automatically the wound will be healed, the new cells will be formed. How that happen, Pulal? How the new cells will be formed? Because here these cells will make the mitosis, will copy the cells, and the wound will be healed. So there are three importance: wound healing, asexual reproduction, and growth. Okay, now we'll move to the question here. They are asking regarding the favorable thing and unfavorable thing, right? Favorable, that is what? Growth, three importance are there. Unfavorable, one of the best example, that is cancer cells. The cancer cells means uncontrollable growth. If the mitosis happens without a control, without a limit, without control, it will make cancer. So cancer is the unfavorable condition, and favorable condition, that is growth, asexual reproduction, and also the third one, wound healing. Now we'll move to the next part, that is a physics part, right? But we have only 5 minutes time. It's okay, fine. Okay, they have given a small question. They have given a chart. From this chart, they have requested you to draw the velocity time graph. Okay, so can you draw this one? Drawing the graph. Question number 5. We have skipped 3 and 4. Don't worry, I will explain. Okay, we'll move to the question 5 because we have only limited time to explain. Okay, they have told you to draw the velocity time graph, right? Okay, I will support you, right? Sir, I have a class at 8. Okay, okay. I also will try to maximum conclude at the 8. Don't worry, eh? Uh, I think now you can draw the diagram, right? Ah, yes. Draw the diagram and send me the answers through the WhatsApp. Quick, quick, quick. Bilal, please take the printout of the paper, right? Without taking the printout, it will be no any use, right? Because when I explaining, Bilal, you can write down the extra things, right? When I discussing the question, I will be discussing the extra things, right? Beyond the question. So you can note down that one within the paper itself. We have the paper with you. Without the paper, you can't mark those things. Right? Definitely, you will forget after 2 or 3 days. So please take the printout and do the questions in the paper itself. So that's why I'm putting the paper in the group. You may remember earlier we are not putting the paper, right? But now I'm putting the paper in the group to take the printout and to do the question. Please follow those things, right? Because here we can't check one by one whether you are taking a printout or no. So that is up to you to do the works, right? Yashita, you have sent me the answer. Very good. No. Yashita, okay, but all the things are okay, but that 15, that is okay, okay, done, okay, okay. Okay, fine. But you know the graph has been curved, right? It's okay, fine, fine, okay. Fine. The perfect graph, yes. Well, one of the main challenge that you're going to face in the exam, do you know what is that? Yeah, I have given you to mark for 8, 12, right? But in the exam, you may have a doubt. So how can you put 4, 8, 12? We want to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. According to our need, according to the chart, we can do that one. We can take a box as 4, or we can take a per box as 10. That is our wish. There's no any, there's no any rules. Yeah, definitely you want to take 1, 2, 3, 4. No, not like that. Each and every per box we can take as our wish. Whether it is 10 or 12 or 4 or 8 or whatever. Fine, Pulal, now I'm going to mark you how to draw the diagram. Okay. 0, 0. I will use another color pen. I will use green color, right? Okay. No, light blue. Okay. 0, 0. 0, 0. 4, comma 10. You know, in the x-axis, you want to mention the time, and in the y-axis, you want to mention the velocity. Okay. So time, that is 4, and velocity, that is 10. 4, comma 10. Here 4, here 10. And 8, comma 20. 8, comma 20. And 12, comma 30. 12, comma 30. Okay. 16, comma 30. 20, comma 30. 24, comma 30. Here 24, here 30. Here 20, here 30. Here 16, here 30. 28, that is 15. 28, you know 15 here, right? And 32, 0. Okay. Now we'll connect. Okay. Must be a straight line, but I cannot draw like that, right? Okay. So I hope that you may got the idea. Okay. So this is the way to draw the graph. So now Pula, take a screenshot of this graph because it will be needed to do our remaining part of the lesson, remaining part of the question. So take a screenshot it will be needed for you to do the remaining part of the question now. Take a screenshot. So, Bilal, do you have any doubts to ask? Do you have any doubts to ask in this question? In this paper, today's question, not the question number 5, the previous one. Do you have any doubts, Bilal? Question number 1 and in question number 2? Anyone? No, any doubts? If you have any doubt, you can ask me, Bilal, because we're going to conclude the class. Okay. My kind request to take the paper, the printout, and do the paper. Then only the paper class will be effective, right? Then only it will be useful for you. So please do those things. That's all. Okay. So we'll conclude our class. And next week we don't have the class because we have the Hajj festival. So because of the Eid al-Adha festival, the class will be cancelled next Thursday, right? Because we were going to enjoy the festival. So because of that purpose, we have been given a small leave next week. So enjoy the leave. We'll meet in our next class in next month. Okay. See you tomorrow. So not see you tomorrow. See you not next week, next month. Okay. So Subhanakallahumma bihamdika. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. And good night. Have a nice day. We'll meet in our next class.